Going live, going live, going live, 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 live. I don't know. Let's hope it started. Let's hope it started. Anyway, the worst came to pass. The worst came to pass, and that is um, that I was looking around in the garage, and eventually, and I knew this was going to happen, I lost none other than, where the heck did it go? None other than the charger for the Captain Drone Mobile, which has this funny looking proprietary connector, which is troublesome. It's troublesome. In some ways it's great, in some ways it's not so great. In the way that it's great is that when you plug it in, it stays plugged in, and I think if there's like bumps and all kinds of jerkiness, it does not unplug. But at the same time, it is proprietary. So most of the other batteries that I have, because I'm a big fan of Red Cat Racing, have this kind of connection here. So then I have this here charger that I use for pretty much everything, rock crawlers and all of the drift cars and stuff. So it happened. So anyway, I'm gonna start the other lives because I haven't done one of these four-way or quad lives in a while. I'm gonna start it up, and we'll get on to some trying to fix stuff. So we'll see what happens in here. We'll go live 1. We'll go live 2, and we'll go live 3. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. It seems that we might be able to do this. We'll see. We'll be able to do this. I don't know. It looks like we're live everywhere. So I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, everybody. I don't know if it's better with a little bit of light coming from the back. Did that just make it a lot worse or better? I don't know. I can't really tell. You can put some light coming from the top too. It be, as they say, a very, very gloomy, gloom and doom day of here in Irvine, California, Woodbridge. It be a little bit doomy and gloomy. Anyhow, just a quick recap. The Captain Drone Mobile, this amazing Arma. I used to be able to say that this was the only Arma, the Granite Voltage, the only Arma that wouldn't cost you an arm and a lega. But that is no longer true. In fact, recently Arma has released a bunch of vehicles that are somewhat affordable, which is nice because let me tell you something. There's a lot of people out there that just wanted to get in the hobby, and the only reason they did not buy themselves an Arma, and I was one of those people, was because they just did not have anything that was affordable enough. And they've been making a bunch of these new vehicles, such as the Granite Voltage, and it is, I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's definitely more budget friendly. It's at least on par with what you would get from something like Red Cat. And again, if you guys know me, you guys know that I am a big Red Cat fan. So we have a bunch of these chargers with this funny connector that you see right here, which is the perfect segue into why I'm having to solder some stuff today. I have my good old soldering iron right here. I may have to use a glue gun to cheat because my soldering is bad. So this is not a tutorial on how to do this. This is just me doing it because I have a reason to, which is I lost a charger for this pesky connector that you guys see right here. I'm going to show everybody so everybody can see it. It is a connector which is great in some ways, as I said before, because once you stick it in, it stays in very well. Sometimes with the Red Cat Racing one, it'll come out if you hit a strong bump and stuff. But at the same time, I have so many of these batteries because I've got like drift cars and I've got rock crawlers and all kinds of stuff with Red Cat Racing. But I've only got one of these. So having lost the charger, I've got to just cut some wires and resolder them together with none other than Tamiya connectors, because again, I'm a big fan of Tamiya as well. Most of my early RC cars, trucks and buggies and truggies and all that stuff were Tamiya. So I have this. But also I have this, which allows me to turn a Tamiya connector into a Red Cat Racing one. So anyway, that's where we are today. And let's see if I can get any of this done. So we'll scooch the amazing Captain Dromobile cover here, which is mounted with a cool FPV analog camera, which allows us to do videos like we did the other day when I did the other live stream. And so that is always going to be cool and helpful. But what we got to do here is change out the wires on this as well, because the ESC also has one of these connectors, which is going to be problematic for me. So let's see what we can do. And again, there's also this other battery. But again, as I said, I'm going to have to do a lot of these. I bought a bunch of batteries recently for my drones. And so the same process that I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to have to do for those. Except that for those, I will need shrink wraps that are much thinner than what you're going to see today. These are pretty thick because they have to go over these. I mean, these wires here are massive. So this is barely going to fit there. But this one, it'll be fine. I don't have to actually do this one. For this one here, you see that for the granite voltage, the wires are not as thick. You'll see that like that, so it'll be fine. Anyway, I have some pre-cut ones in here, and I'm going to cut some more over here, which is why I have the trusty tool, this one right here. Again, not a tutorial. If you want to check out how proper soldering is done, there's a whole bunch of other channels I could refer you to, and maybe sometime if Steve has more time, we'll have him out here, and he does it quite professionally. I just, I get the work done, but it's not what you want. So the tinting is not done. I don't think this is the best solder material. So anywho, let's get this started. Let's get this party started. We've got all the things that we need. First off, we need to make sure that we know which bits go where. So this here is the one that is going to connect in here. And then for the battery, and the way I know this is I'm going to check the charger. I'm going to grab the charger, and I will show you that the charger, this thing, has the same connector as the one that I plan to install on the ESC over there on the vehicle. Whilst what I want to put on the batteries here is going to be this one, and this one is what connects, and it should connect in there if I don't do it wrong. There we go. It connects in there, no problem. And so I will do that for this one right here. And possibly, if I find another one for this one, I don't remember. I think this one might have an adapter of its own, because this battery here, these are more powerful. These are more powerful batteries than these ones here. And I think that this one might have had an adapter that would work with the Red Cat Racing stuff already, so I'm not going to bother with that. Right now, what we're going to do is cut this one. So first thing I'm going to do is, because I don't want to risk the two wires touching each other and exploding, is I am going to just snip only one out of the two. I'm going to snip this one. I don't have any reason to keep this for further projects, but these cables are pretty long. So I'm going to give it a teensy-weensy bit, like this much, so that if at any point I did decide that I really needed some wire, I could still get some wire out of that. Now I'm going to do it. I don't have the special cutters like all the pros have. So all I can do here is just do a little bit of snippety snip. The old-fashioned way, before they had the cool stuff like that. And it works for me. It might not work for everybody, but it works for me. I'm going to do the same thing here for this one too. There, that's one. And one more for the other one on the other side. There we go. Done. Now, one of the biggest issues that we're going to run into now is that, one, I need to make sure that this thing here has this inside. Sometimes you don't check this. You should check this, which is why quality control is so important, but so many companies don't bother with it anymore. Because if you need quality controls, you can't replace people by machines, right? It's so much easier to just replace people by machines. So that's what they do. So let's see here. Should be able to just sort of wrap these together. If not, I might have to cut the wires a little bit longer. But, you know, in some cases, you don't even need to solder things in. The solder gives it a stronger connection, which is why the pros use it. And when they do it, and they do it so well, it's just like, it's an art form, to be honest with you. When I see them do it, like some of those Joshua Bardwell and a bunch of others, when they do it, it just looks so nice and neat. When they solder stuff together, when I do it, it just looks horrible. But so long as it works, I'm happy with it. So I'll live with it. In this case, I don't think I might not even need the solder because this is just going together so easily. But on some of the other ones where the wire is a lot thicker and does not bend, then that makes it more important to have that there. So anyway, let me see. I'm gonna put a little tiny bit of solder on there. I've got this soldering system here that for some reason is not turning on. I'm pretty sure that it's connected in there. What have I done? What have I done already? Starting. Ah, there it goes. There it goes. It turned on. There it is. It's on. Anyway, lots of drama has been going on in the drone world recently, but luckily, there are some good YouTubers and pilots out there that are trying to mitigate the drama by finding solutions for the avatar of doom. Anyway, this thing is going to get hot in a second, and we'll be able to start right away with all of that stuff. But in the meantime, there are lots of cool things that I recently went to do. And again, kids, there are fumes coming out of these things. My lungs are already foobar, so I'm not sure that it matters too much. But if you're going to do this, you should wear a mask. You should wear a mask. Because there are fumes still that come out of the soldering and stuff. And you always want to protect the kiddos, the new generations. I've lived 40 years. Doesn't matter that much what happens to me, but for you guys, I would definitely recommend you guys wearing masks and stuff. Save yourselves. Sometimes YouTubers are just pesky and horrible people, and you should not follow what they do. Which this is a perfect example of that. So anyhow, if I was in a school environment and all that kind of stuff, I would follow the regulations to the letter. But this is just a YouTube show, so we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna wing it. So the soldering iron is getting pretty hot. It's set on 350 right now. You guys can see that 350. I'm not sure if this thing goes higher or higher than that, but for some reason, oh gosh, it switched off. The one thing about this thing is that it's very temperamental, so you have to be careful with this. If you move this around too much, it will unplug itself, which is really annoying with the contact there. But hey, I wanted something that I could actually afford, and this is one of the cheapest that you can get online with sort of decent quality. So you win some, you lose some, you get what you pay for. This is what I could afford and what is useful to me, so I got it. I got it, and I can recommend it to those who are in the same kind of situation. But if you have lots of money to spend, I cannot recommend you get this one. There are better ones out there that you can get if you have the money. So there we go. All right, looks like it sort of worked, and I hope that that's going to be enough for that. Again, the bonds that I make are not brilliant. So again, I can't recommend you do this the way that I do it. But so long as it holds together, I'm going to be happy and hunky-dory with it. And if anything does go wrong, I could always take it apart and stitch it back together. Now, there's many ways of fixing this bit here. Some people will use, some people will go out and they will use a different system. I don't know. I think I'm just going to use my glue gun to heat it up. You could use a blow dryer. You could use a heat gun. I don't have any of that. I just have this. So I could just put this around the shrink wrap and it'll do its job. Now, once I've finished doing the shrink wrap, I can start cutting the next cable there and move on. Because the one thing you don't want to do is, and I've shown this in a lot of videos, is when the two leads, I think that's what they call them, when the two wires touch each other, it creates sparks of doom. And I think we have enough fires in California and we don't need another one. So we'll just not do that, right? Whoa. Anyway, hope you guys have been having a good day and a good time so far. It's a lot of fun stuff. That's been going on the internet. Some of it really good, some of it not so good. But we've figured out how to stay away from the drama and not press on all the horrible content. At least I do that because I've got so many other things happening in my life. I don't have time for the bad stuff. I do have time for cool stuff like this. I don't know if you guys ever remembered the good old days. In Italy, they call those Mini 4VD. I don't know if it's Dasha in what do they call it? WGP Bakuseed in Japan. But these are sort of the more modern ones, the older ones. I had a like Manta Ray and a bunch of other really cool ones in the past. Ugh. Okay, so I think this is now hot enough. Again, this is for glue. And kids, this gets hot. So don't do what I'm just doing right now. It is a bad plan to do what I do. Everything I do is not magic. I stay away from the Hollywood Disney magic at all times. What you see me do is terrible. And I shouldn't be doing this because this thing has glue on it. But I'm shrink wrapping it anyway. The heat is basically just pushing the rubber together. And so it is going to get smaller at the edge here where I'm hitting it with the heat. And that's all I'm doing really. Again, there are much better ways of doing this than what I'm doing. And so I can recommend you guys try those instead of what I'm doing, which is heat gun or a blow dryer or something like that. Some people use a flame. I don't know if that's a good idea. Because if that's the case, again, I'm not using a mask. So if you do this, the amount of stink and the amount of particles that will be thrown into the air are rather limited. But if you use a flame like a lot of other people do, that kind of creates more of the rubbery smell in your house. And your wife, girlfriend, or whoever else with a sensitive nose is going to be on your case. So don't risk it for brisket, as I like to tell you guys. You are not going to have a happy day, and you're going to get lots of shouting at. So actually, the best place to do this would be at a nice park where you have an outlet. A nice park where you have an outlet outdoors would be much better to do this. And you might want to have a bucket of water in case anything goes wrong. But again, I'm not telling you guys this is what you should do. I'm just saying that this may not be the best plan for people, because if you're not covering your lungs with a mask and stuff, you could get damaged. You don't want to have black lungs by the age of, I don't know, 20. That would be bad. That would be bad, right? That would be very bad for you. So here we go. So the first one's done. I'm going to cut the second bit. We'll get on with that, and then we'll check and see if it actually works. And if it does, that would be a great thing, because we want this to work out so that I don't have to every time. I have multiple of these chargers. I have multiples of these chargers, so I don't really lose them. And that one from Arma, I just lost it, and I'm bummed out. I might find it eventually, but I wanted to bring the Captain Drone Mobile out to do another live stream for you guys, so you guys could see it. I finally figured out how to get the Hubsan Xeno Mini. It's a drone, and what it does now, it's got this new auto tracking feature, and so I could fly the drone, and the drone will follow the car. So I don't have to be the cameraman trying to do like crazy stunts, just trying to get that to work. It'll just do it, which is, I mean, fantastic. It's what I've been wanting for years, and now Hubsan has actually listened. I'm sure a lot of other people wanted the same kind of feature to be implemented, and it works so well. I mean, I did a live stream just the other day on YouTube that you guys can go check out to see that. It makes the DJI Mini 2 and a bunch of other more advanced drones that don't have this feature look really bad. Look really bad because they don't have this feature, and Hubsan has it on a Xeno Mini SE. It works on the SE, which is the lowest one. So like, for if on eBay or something, you could get this drone for like $300 instead of spending like $1,000 on the latest and greatest DJI Mini 3. You could have tracking, if that's what, you know. It depends on what you want, right? You want the highest quality camera, or you want tracking. If you want tracking, like you wouldn't believe, for objects. Again, the DJI Mini 3 has amazing tracking for people, but I don't know if it's got tracking for objects like the Hubsan. I mean, I was super impressed with that. So I can't wait to get the Captain Drone Mobile out there and show you guys how that all works out. So I'll be bringing that out there to do that. And yeah, if it all works out, I'm going to have lots of fun, but also you guys could get some fun content, and we could do like a whole bunch of other things. I was planning to even go maybe to some more different variations of places where we could do like rock crawling and stuff, and then just have the drone follow the car around. The soldering is going horribly, guys. I'm sorry. In fact, it's so bad that the solder actually fell off. Brilliant, as they say. Brilliant, as they say. I'm going to try to do this, which is not the best. And I lost it again. Anyway, luckily with this, it seems that the actual, what do you call it? The wire itself is doing all of the work, and so I don't really need the solder at all, to be perfectly honest with you. So the soldering it together makes a stronger connection, but if you suck at soldering, you could get away with just, and the wires are not too thick, and they're actually flexible enough. You could get away with doing what I just did, and it'll be a-okay. It'll be a-okay. So whatever floats your boat, as they say, whatever floats your boat, whatever works well for you is what you should do. And if it works well, then and it solves your problems, then you can do what you can do. I mean, in the end, you know, in life, you can only do the best that you can with what you got. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's just gonna get you. It's gonna get you. So here we go. I'm gonna finish doing the shrink wrap on this thing, and then we can test it out. I've got a plug here nearby, so we can see if the thing works. And if it does, that's gonna save my life and a lot of other things, because I don't, you know, with poor memories like what I have, I forget stuff. I get forgetful. I've got all these different projects, all these plans that I have for the YouTube channel and all the other channels. And so if I can make things a little bit easier for myself by having the same kind of plug on everything, that is just the best solution for someone like me. So we're gonna get things to run. Because who wants to constantly go, you know, have like 20 different types of chargers, you know, 16 different kinds of batteries. Eventually, I probably have to do this on some of the other ones too, except I probably won't be able to do it for something like the Aero Scout from Horizon Hobby, because they have their whole own system of batteries. And that's okay, because those are smart batteries. So I already have to do that a lot with the drones. We have smart batteries and stuff like that. But for the RC cars and stuff, since I have so many that run with the nickel metal hydride system, I'm like, no, I don't need the extra hassle. I just don't. All right, so this is a pretty good connection, and it runs okay for me as far as I'm concerned. We'll see if that's the case once we do the same thing on the car. And the car is right here, so we'll do that. Again, I need to connect the leads to this one. Now, this one has some pre-tinned wires, which means that there's solder already on these things. And that is a good thing and also a bad thing. The good thing is that the solder is already on there, so it makes it easier to bring the metal from one object to the next. But the other thing is it makes, as I said before, sometimes the connections on these things, the wire will not be as flexible. So I may not be able to get away with the same thing, and I might end up just cutting off the ends where it is tinned for that same reason. Okay, I always try to get my stuff so that it ends up in the trash can. Just like the best chefs out there, by the end of the meal that they've cooked, they usually have the kitchen cleaned at the same time. Don't be that guy who then has to spend hours and hours cleaning after themselves once they're done with whatever their activity was that they were working on. So it's nice that these wires and things are all set up relatively smoothly. I mean, I could just do the quick test like this if I wanted to, just making sure that the black wire here is connected like this and the red one is connected like this. And we could try that real quick and see before we solder in parts. But again, this is not the best way to do it. Again, the tinning of that thing does not really allow me to get in there. Come on. Squeeze. It is not going in at all, which is an incredibly big pain at this point, because it means that I'm gonna have to really just cut it off, and we're gonna have to do that thing anyway. Let's see. We have one of these shrink wraps done, and the other one needs to be cut to roughly the same length. So we've got this together. This helps us out since we already have a sort of size that we know works, because I've been doing this for a while. So instead of getting out the measuring tape, measuring stuff, I'll just finish doing that with these so that I have a bunch more later for the other projects. I like to keep one that is exactly the size that I need so that I don't have to keep remembering and redoing work over and over again. We try to go for some sort of efficiency in this. Man, I really wish I could just do that, but it's not. Maybe we can thin out this. Let's see if I thin that out. Thin it out, can it fit in here? And we can just test it out. I just really want to see if I did a good job or not. And it kind of works, so that's good. Okay, so we're here. That's done. What we're going to need, though, is the Arma remote, which is in another room. I'll be back in just a second. Ow, my knees. Okay, here we go. We got the remote. The remote of all remotes. It's the famous remote that you can pretty much only use with the batteries such as Duracell, whatever. If you try to use any of those rechargeable batteries, they get stuck in here. So again, it's that famous thing that I had to say, like, this is something that nobody else is talking about, but it is the biggest flaw for this. And they would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for that pesky, irritable Marco reviews. Anyway, so let's see. There's an on switch, which is right here. You guys see, you just turn that on here. It's right here on this. And there is an on switch, which is this strange looking button over there. So once we plug this in, if you see sparks, you know that I got the connections wrong, and that will not be a fun thing. So let's hope that these connections stay nice and separate from each other, and we will turn this on. It makes a sound, which is usually a good thing. This is a two-wheel vehicle, so we're going to lift just the back because the front is not going anywhere anyway. All right, we are in good shape. It looks like it has battery connection, and it's going to be just hunky-dory. Now, again, if I want to, I can go ahead and just cut the wires and do stuff, or I can be really, really stupid, and I can just leave this the way it is and then cover up the wires. Again, this is up to what people want to do. Obviously, the best way to do it is to do this and then put the shrink wraps on it and make it look fantastic. But if you're just running a demonstration, like just like what we did here, you can do this just to show that it runs. But again, for safety purposes, I really, really, really am telling you guys that this is not the way to go, because anything could have happened, and I could have done this in a way that would have really, really wrecked our day here. So anyway, we accomplished stuff. It is pretty cool. And the Captain Drone Mobile is going to be... let me turn off a bunch of stuff for now, just to make sure that I don't make anything else explode. While I finish off here with this part of the live, the Captain Drone Mobile is going to be back in action soon, and hopefully with the Hubsan, with the Hubsan Xeno Mini SE. Wow, that's really a tongue twister for some of us. We'll have some fun times. We'll have some really fun times. Did I turn this off? I don't know if I turned this off, but I removed the battery, which was stupid. So we have all this ready for the final bit. But before I do, I just want to show you guys some cool stuff that we got recently, and also the battery is about to die on one of the devices, so I have no other choice but to end the live quite abruptly. So this one right here, if you guys haven't seen it before, is Daimos, and it's I wish I had the Japanese version, but it was just out of my budget. It is just fantastic. It's one of my absolute favorite cartoons when I was growing up, and it was just really so much fun just watching this cartoon. Big fan of karate and stuff. So anyway, this, and I'm not going to take this apart because it takes a while to turn it into the actual robot. You guys can see what the robot looks like in all its glory. Then if you guys follow the channel, you guys know that I'm big fan of. Let me see, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Saint Seiya, Saint Seiya. So this was one of the best ones. Now the cool thing about this one is it's got so many articulations and stuff. And the unfortunate thing is, though, when I bought this product, I think the version that I got, which is this, did not come with the armor, I don't think. It also did not come with this amazing carry case that they have in the cartoon. This like metal carry case that they always drag around with them on all their adventures. It just didn't have it. So that was a bit of a downer. That was a bit of a downer for me. But in the past, I had a bunch of the other ones, like the Gold Saints and stuff, which was really cool. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. Also, wanted to show you guys this one. This one I had to build bit by bit. It was all like little fragmented parts, and it is one of the Gundam wing something. I did not install the wings and stuff like that. It looks pretty cool as is because I put it in the showcase as is right here. This has a lot of different separate parts. It takes a while to build. But recently, if you go to South Coast Plaza, they have a brand new store. And I wanted to show you guys this cool new store that they have. It's a World of Art Toys. Pop Mart. What is it? Pop Mart, all rights reserved. Let's see. You can go to www.popmart.com, or you can just go visit them at South Coast. And they have all these cool new toys. It's one of those things where you get the box and you're not sure which one of the characters you're going to get. And sometimes you're lucky you get the one that you wanted, and sometimes you don't. But it is really, really fun, and you can also get the full set on these things. So it's really cool. One of the cool things about these products is, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a close-up. Oh, man, this thing's about to die for real. One of the lives is about to die, and that is never a fun thing. So I do apologize for having to just rush through this bit. Look how cute these things are, and believe it or not, they are very heavy-duty. In the touch, they're just really good quality. They come with these stands, see-through stands, which is awesome. And yeah, I mean, they're really cute. They have all kinds of different ones. They have, if you guys are fans of World of Warcraft and stuff, they have characters from that. They've got Harry Potter characters, if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. And all kinds of anime brands, and just name it. They've got it there at that store. Again, as if most of the stuff that I recommend and show you guys on the channel, I have no affiliation with them. They don't give me anything for free, but I just show you guys stuff that I'm excited about. That's just how I roll. And they have Garfield. I mean, Garfield, come on. Minions, they've got Minions. Look at this cool thing. I don't have any of the Minions, but maybe I'll get some of the Minions going back to the store at some point. But they are so many, they have so many really cool things there. So there you go. I thought I'd share this stuff with you guys. If you guys want to see it yourselves, you can just go to South Coast Plaza. South Coast Plaza? Yeah, thanks. South Coast Plaza. And also I want to end the video by saying that eventually I was able to go to Tustin Whole Foods. Tustin Whole Foods has the very new Amazon Palm system. It's very cool because you're not using your fingerprints, because some people don't want their personal biometrics being stuffed. But what you do is you do it's almost like a palm read. So the only thing they're really looking at is the palm, which is something that the government doesn't look at and stuff. So it's just specific to Amazon, and I think this is a really good way to go when it comes to forms of payment and stuff. You just scan your hand. Now, if you do go to the Tustin Whole Foods, just remember that the only registers that work right now are 4 and 6. If you go to the other ones, the machines have not been programmed correctly or whatever, so they're not running the way you want them to. So if you go to 4 and 6, then you'll be able to use your Palms system. And at the entrance of the store is where you can use whatever card that you want to connect to the system, so that when you swipe your hand, it'll pay using that. And this is really smart right these days, since although they have declared us free from the pandemic and whatever, if you don't want to deal with cash and stuff, this is a great way to get it done quickly and efficiently, and you don't have to be fumbling with stuff, which, you know, irritates the other customers that are behind you, because there's like, come on, stop it with that cash and stuff, you know. This isn't the Middle Ages or anything. So anyway, if you want to get yourself a smooth way of payment and you don't have to bring cumbersome stuff and wallets and stuff, and maybe you're just carrying groceries in your hands and you want to have your hands free, just put it on the shelf there, and then scan your palm over the machine. Actually, all you have to do is, the machine is like here. You put your hand on top and you go like this. That's all you got to do, and the payment is done. It connects up to sometimes you have that thing. What do you call it? Coupon codes, whatever, from Amazon Prime. That's all connected up to whatever card that you use. And when you scan your thing, it automatically gives you points on that. So another thing that you don't have to do, which is sometimes you go to the thing and then you're like scanning through your code, and sometimes the internet is not running or whatever it is, and then you can't get the QR code, and, you know, whatever. This really makes your life a lot easier. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, for joining me on this little live stream. Hopefully we've saved the day, and we're going to have fun times with the Captain Drone Mobile. And hopefully you guys all had a good time. I had a good time showing you guys stuff. I'm going to do some more live streams soon with Real Flight, because I want to really beat that level with the helicopter. Man, been trying, like, I don't know if it's for weeks now at this point. It is difficult. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen the latest and greatest video from Gadget Inspector, you should go check that out. He's done a latest and greatest one on the DJI Mini 3. And also, just have a great day, guys. Take care, and I'll see you. Let's see if we can end up live without messing around and pressing the wrong buttons, which is quite common for me. Let's see, quick broadcast. Thanks again, guys. Thanks so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Oh, see, look at that. Pressing the button. There we go. We got it. We got it. And the other thing that I was talking about the other day, and you'll notice, is that on this phone here, the iPhone Mini 5, the 5, TikTok is doing the same issue that we had with YouTube, and now it gives you the update situation. If you try to update, it won't update, and then it just keeps asking you for the update endlessly, which is really, really, really annoying. I just wish they wouldn't do that, because, again, I know that they're probably going to wean out or just get away from the iPhone 5, the original, the mini, but, you know, that's really annoying that they're doing that. And I don't know, maybe the app will stop running altogether, just like the YouTube one did. If you try to use YouTube on this, it won't. I don't think it even allows you to download it anymore. So anyway, that's my rant on that. But again, take it as you will, guys. Take it as you will. Oh, that was a handful. That was a handful. Anyway, to end the live, I'm going to say, since there's still a little bit of battery on this phone, wishing you all a fun day, but also do remember that if you guys want to help out the channel, the algorithm can send me some money on PayPal anytime now. You know it won't. It could. It's got my email. It could totally do it, but YouTube is not going to do that. But anyway, say hello to my little friend. Just kidding. Big shout out to Excellent for making awesome products. We've got Shay, we've got Color Farm, we've got I don't know, I lost track, but there's all this cool stuff that you see here in the back, which is amazing, and you can get this all on Amazon. He's got the iWatch brand there. He's got the mini wine stopper. We've got Kirby in the corner. We've got Oreo, Coca-Cola, and bubblegum. And those are for all the i products, whether it's the iPod or AirPods or whatever you call those things. I don't know what the kids are calling it these days, the cool ones. But there's a lot of cool stuff for your watch, for your ears, and yeah. So all the good stuff is out there if you want to go check it out. And you can buy a lot of these cool things on Amazon. So do look at that, look that up. And I'm gonna say goodbye to I Need Doll as well, because apparently they're helping us out. I'm gonna do another live stream soon with her, because she's awesome and she makes me laugh a lot. And hopefully we'll be able to get her up and running so that she can memorize stuff and she can help me out with a whole bunch of other projects. I was hoping to do some fun acting projects with the robot, but we'll see. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And this was a really, really long goodbye, but it's not really a goodbye. It's just a see you later. So I will do that. See you later.